Hi, and welcome to our 116th test and measurement video. Today we'll demonstrate the Fluke PTi129 pocket thermal imager. Thermal imagers have been around for a long time, but this new Fluke model, selling for around $1,000, with software available free from Fluke's website, permits the user to connect to a PC, display and store thermal images in IS2 or JPEG format, and in the computer organize, analyze, or email them to a colleague. Or you can see them in real time on the 3.5-inch touchscreen display with 120 by 90 infrared resolution. That's 10,800 pixels. At this resolution, the manufacturer recommends that it be used 3.5 to 4 feet from the target, but distant shots are also possible. Also, Fluke recommends that you install the latest firmware, which can be obtained by downloading from the Fluke desktop application at fluke.com, then connecting camera to computer and following prompts. Why would anyone want to view thermal images? The answer is that information that they provide is very useful for maintenance workers to spot potential problems before they worsen to the point where a costly failure or outage occurs. If you make a daily practice of taking a thermal look at motors, entrance panels, terminations, motor drives, pulley and shaft and cable sheaves, and material conveyors, to mention a few examples, you soon learn what they look like in normal operation, so that abnormal temperatures can be detected before failure occurs. After the fact diagnosis is quick and easy. The technician can power up a circuit board and simultaneously view relative temperatures of dozens of semiconductors and other components, as well as heat sinks and terminations, to detect heat or abnormal lack thereof, and this can save hours of in-circuit or out-of-circuit voltage and current measurements. The imager is great for three-phase power supplies if you want to find which component is responsible for ripple on a DC bus. Strangely, the thermal imager can detect gas leaks of any kind. As the gas rushes out through a pinhole opening in a pressurized pipe or vessel, its temperature abruptly drops as its volume expands in accordance with Boyles Law. Viewed in a thermal imager, the gas jet looks like a blue flame. Small air leaks in dry system sprinkler pipes stand right out. The thermal imager is also adept at non-invasively finding heat pipes behind finished building surfaces, and it may be used to discover the exact location of a hot water leak under a concrete slab. Outdoor measurements are great time savers. Large sawdust piles and process pipes can be monitored, and aerial transformers and terminations can be checked from the ground. The Fluke PTi129 thermal imager has these external features: 3.5-inch LED touchscreen. On top, the image capture button. Fluke Connect indicator. Power button. USB port under a rubber cover on the side. LED flashlight, top. Infrared camera lens to the outside. Visual light camera lens. USB cable for charging and sending data to a PC. The touch screen has a backlight for working in ambient light. The default screen has the following features, starting at the center, then going to the top and working clockwise. Center point marker, center point temperature, temperature range, upper value, range for showing colors in the palette for the current range of temperatures, background temperature, emissivity value, time, date, battery status. To turn the imager on or off, press and hold the power button for at least 2 seconds. To conserve battery charge, the display can be turned off by pressing and holding the power button for less than 2 seconds. Like other thermal imagers, for accurate measurements and best image quality, the Fluke PTi129 must be warmed up for 3 to 5 minutes, more or less, depending on the ambient temperature. For critical applications where high accuracy measurements are required, warm up the instrument for 10 minutes. To capture an image, aim the camera at the target and press and release the image capture button, or double tap on the screen to capture and freeze the image. To save an image to a PC, the PC must have Smart View software installed. It is available from the Fluke website. After the software is installed, use the USB cord to connect the thermal imager to the PC, which will recognize the imager as an external memory device. Save the image to a directory. Be sure to properly eject the imager from the computer before turning either device off or disconnecting the USB cord. The thermal imager has a system of menus and submenus. To display the main menu, tap once on the screen. The main menu appears across the top of the display. Beginning at the left, the main menu items are memory, image, palette, display, light, and settings. Tap any one of these to see the associated submenus. It would take hours to describe all of them fully. Instead, we'll look at one of them, settings, which is accessed by tapping on the gear at the right. The last item in the submenu, device settings, is accessed by tapping on it. File format permits the user to choose IS2 or JPEG. The default IS2 permits the user to add asset tags and notes. Otherwise, you might prefer JPEG, which compresses the file and is more suitable for emailing images. If you tap on the first icon at the left of the Settings submenu, Memory, you can see a previous image that has been saved. This is a wood-burning stove. Notice that the thermal imager shows the hot spots, and the cooler spots are various colors in accordance with this bar. To delete it, tap on the three dots on the right. You can delete a single image, multiple images, or all images. A screen comes up asking you if you want to execute this command, and if you decide otherwise, you can tap Cancel. To leave memory and use the imager, tap on the X at the upper left. One other feature should be noted. Fluke calls it IR fusion, by which is meant that the product can function in addition to a thermal imager as a conventional camera. These functions can be combined in any proportions. Just slide your finger horizontally across the screen. When you first use the imager, if things don't look right, most likely it hasn't warmed up sufficiently, making for a blurry image. Either that, or you are holding the camera in such a way that you are partially blocking the lens on the front. We've looked at a small fraction of the many functions of this interesting and useful instrument, but this should get you started. The full user manual is available at fluke.com. Thanks for watching. New videos are added periodically, so check back frequently.